GM and head coach of the LA Clippers, Doc Rivers, contacts us with a pretty interesting trade package here. Jarrett Jack and Markel Brown for Lance Stephenson and Cole Aldrich. So I tried to do Jack for Stephenson straight up, and he was not going for that. So they counter with Aldrich and Sergei Karasev. So I'd rather give up Karasev than Markel Brown. So I decided I would do this, and we pick up Lance Stephenson, and then I'm also shopping around Wayne Ellington. I find a pretty good offer here from the Houston Rockets. We're going to pick up a second-round pick and KJ McDaniels. We're going to make that a 2016 second-round pick. We're going to throw in Markel Brown, though. I figured I'd pick up 2 shooting guards. I really don't need Brad at that point, so I was willing to part ways with him. And then I was looking through the Joe Johnson trade offers. I got a really nice one from the Sixers, a first-round pick, and Gerald Wallace. And then you're going to see a pretty ridiculous offer here from the San Antonio Spurs, Aldrich and Tony Parker. So I decided to turn that Sixers deal into a 3-team trade to try and make it a little bit more realistic, because the Timberwolves are going to pick up Joe Johnson in this. They were contending for a playoff spot at this point. They get rid of Ricky Rubio and Nikola Pekovic, 2 guys who I see them trading at some point, maybe not this year, but down the road. And the 76ers do end up giving us Gerald Wallace and that first-round pick. We give up Rodney Hollis-Jefferson. The Sixers get Pekovic, Jefferson, Rubio, and I think 3 or 4 second-round picks all in all, like 2 or 3 from us and then 1 more from Minnesota. So I know people are probably going to complain that wasn't like a quote-unquote realistic deal or whatever, but the way I would try to explain it is that, the Timberwolves are a team going for a playoff spot this year. Like I said, I would see them getting, I would see them trading Pekovic and Rubio at some point down the line and getting out from under those contracts, especially Rubio is probably not the worst thing in the world for Minnesota. And then Philadelphia picks up Rubio. They get a point guard, something that they sorely lack. And, Pekovic, they already have a slew of young big men, but they could definitely get a first-round pick for Pekovic if they wanted to move him. And think about it. I mean, they gave up a first-round pick in Gerald Wallace. They got Rubio, Pekovic, Hollis-Jefferson, and I think 3 second-round picks. That's really good value for them. So I really would not be complaining about any team getting quote-unquote effed over in that deal. That was a pretty fair trade all the way around. I thought it satisfied the needs of each team. So here we go, 16-13. One of the guys we picked up in that deal was Pierre Jackson, the D-League superstar, who has yet to really get an NBA shot. I'm not sure if he's going to be on the Sixers opening night roster or anything like that, but if he does, we'll have to watch it. We'll keep an eye on him closely. He was an undersized point guard coming out of Baylor. Great scorer, but not really a pure point guard, and too short to play shooting guard. There's Bular, I honestly, Bohular, whatever. He slams it down there. Then he's going to get another pick-and-roll opportunity, a little hook shot, and he gets that one to go 19-18 now. Here's Wilson Chandler, where they giving it up to Will Barton on the breakaway, and Barton tried to slam that one on Jakar Sampson. Good defense by him, but Gallo is there for the putback. It's a 1-point lead for Denver. Here come the Nets. Final chance here in the quarter. It's KJ McDaniels to the hoop, one of our new additions, and I'll talk about picking up McDaniels and Stevenson here for a second. So I've talked about it before. I really like having good athletic wings who can shoot. Now, both Stevenson and McDaniels fit half of that bill. Neither of them can really shoot that well. Stevenson really isn't even that bad of a jump shooter, but his shooting percentages were so bad last year that the game really lowered his shooting ratings in this. He really can't hit threes. He can barely even hit mid-ranges. So both of them are sort of more, get to the basket guys, but they both have supreme athleticism, and Stevenson's going to have a really good game this game. I think he ends up dropping 20 points. It was kind of an inefficient 20 points, but I sort of figured out how to use him. I mean, I wasn't, I never used him in 2K16 before, so the first, 2 quarters, I would say, I was really just figuring out, all right, where can he shoot from? What are his strengths? And you're going to see in this game, his strengths are playmaking and getting to the basket. And I honestly think, $9 million a year for the next 2 years, we're not a team that expects to be making, big free agency moves or adding on big salaries in the next couple of years anyway. And not many people in the NBA have as quite a highest ceiling as Lance Stephenson. I mean, we saw it in that 2013-14 Pacers team. I mean, he really had a breakout year that year, and I know he sort of, blew up there at the second half, and there was a lot of locker room issues and stuff with Evan Turner and Stevenson maybe fighting before one of the playoff games. But, just from a pure basketball point of view, Stevenson has a really high ceiling. He's an incredible perimeter defender. He's one of the, probably becomes immediately the best perimeter defender on our team. Although that's not saying much. This isn't that great of a Nets team yet. And he's got a really good playmaking ability, can be a little bit turnover prone, and obviously, kind of wild with the ball. He's got a little bit of Jordan Crawford, I should say, for my fellow Celtics fans. I'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. He's got a little bit of Jordan Crawford in him. He's a little bit wild sometimes, but, he's got a ton of talent, and I think he could figure it out, and I just think, you know, if we're a rebuilding team right now, we want to take chances on guys. I think he's probably one of the best guys to take a chance on at this point, just considering his ceiling. So that's why I really wanted to go after that. And then the Clippers, you know, they get a backup point guard in that deal. Jarrett Jack had been relatively effective for us, and I think right now the Clippers' only backup point guard is Austin Rivers, so you could see why they would maybe want to add on to that. Here comes KJ McDaniels on the break, though, and that's the best thing about McDaniels and Stevenson. Both are high flyers. They got the posterizer badge, and then Stevenson has transition finisher, so you know with those two guys on the floor at the same time, we're going to be trying to run the break a lot. Check out Pierre Jackson with that Jimmer range, and it's good. The buzzer beater is good. Denver had just hit a 3 to take the lead, but we get the lead right back. So it's 52-50 at the half. Take a look. We're 90% from the free throw line, and we've also attempted one more field goal with them. I've highlighted that issue in the past couple of episodes where I've had too many turnovers to keep up with the field goal pacing, but this time keeping up with Denver, and that's one of the reasons we're in the lead right now. Stevenson with the slam. It's a 4-point lead, but check out Gallo. Gallo had a huge game today. He is looking good, looking healthy for the first time in a couple years. That's good to see. He is a really fun basketball player to watch when he's going. Check out Thomas Robinson with the block and transition, but Moutier, another guy who had a really good game for Denver today, gets the putback, and Moutier was kind of making me regret. I wanted to play the Nuggets this episode because they were pretty much the second team I was considering for a MyLeague series. It was pretty much between the Nuggets and the Nets when I got right down to it, and one of the reasons I didn't really, well, I mean, overall, there were a multitude of reasons why I went with the Nets. One of the reasons, it wasn't a big one, but the fact that I did have Emmanuel Moutier on last year's team, and we would have had to use him again with the Nuggets, but he was making me kind of regret not choosing the Nuggets because he had a fantastic game this game, really showing off a lot of what he did in my Pacers series last year, which was get to the rim, finish, and, you know, score efficiently, and he really did a lot of that today. You're going to see, especially, it shows up in the box score. Here's Jakar Sampson for 3. It's his first three-pointer of the game. We go up by 4, 67-63. Now Sampson on the break. Alley-oop to KJ McDaniels, and McDaniels is another player I had on the team last year, my Pacers team, but I wanted to bring him back. He is so fun to use in 2K. He is supremely athletic, you know, is a very unique kind of player for someone at the shooting guard position. He can average over a block a game if he wanted to. So I think he's a really neat addition to the team, and, you know, overall, even if he doesn't, you know, turn out to be, you know, when we sort of get to that stage of contention, and he's, you know, not a major part of the team, not a major part of the rotation, maybe not even on the team, at the very least, he'll be fun to use over the next couple, or, you know, over the next year or two, maybe, while we're still in the sort of transitional period. But we're gonna end off the third quarter up by 4, 75-71 is the score. Here's Gallo stepping back on Bogdanovic. That's no good. Jackson on the rebound. He's gonna get this one up to Stevenson. Alley-oop to Bogdanovic, who lays that one in. Bogdanovic too white to dunk that one, so he'll have to settle for the layup. Now it is Will Barton coming up, giving it down to Gallo, and Gallo's got another bucket. He would finish with 30 on the night. He was the leading scorer for either squad, but it's Barton to the hoop, and check out the athleticism dunking on Lance Stevenson. I wasn't expecting that out of Will Barton, the former Portland Trailblazer. Now it's Chandler to the hoop. He gets that one to go. 2-point game once again, about 7:30 to play here in the fourth. It's Thomas Robinson giving this one up to Lance, coming down the break. 2 men on him, does not matter. That transition finisher badge kicking in, and Stevenson gets the layup to go. We're back up by 5, but it's Chandler here going right by Bogdanovic, and his jumper is money. That would go down. 3-point game once again. Denver keeping it close. This was really a close game throughout. I don't think I think the biggest lead either team had was 7 all game long. I think we had a 7-point lead. They had a 6-point lead at some point, but that was it. Take out, look at Moutier. I mean, this was so impressive. Somehow avoiding the block from Robinson. I mean, I can't even fault Robinson for that. That was just a really, really nice play by Moutier. But check out Stevenson to the basket. He's looking good on his own. There's that acrobat badge kicking in. That is, I know that used to be in the old 2Ks. That basically used to be the same thing as finisher. I'm sure they've improved that now and sort of differentiated the two badges. But still, I mean, you can easily tell Stevenson's, you know, real strength in this game is getting to the basket. And he does it again there, draws the foul. So we would go up by 1. 2 more free throws. We're up by 3. Here's Robinson coming down, but he gets blocked by Kenneth Farid. A huge block there. Now Denver's still down 3. Chance to get it to a 1-point game here. It's Foy to the hoop, and you look at the tough contact layup. That is not a shot you'd expect Randy Foy to make too often, but he makes it over Brook Lopez. Now here's Stevenson coming down, tries to run a little pick and roll to the hoop. Lance Stevenson is clutch as hell with the finger roll layup. We're back up by 3 now. It's Moutier to the basket. No good. Lopez on the rebound, turns it right back over. Foy to Moutier, blocked by Lopez. Farid is there. 1-point game again. Larkin would get fouled, knocked down both free throws, so it's a 3-point game. Denver now looking for the 3-pointer. It's Gallo for the tie. He got it. 101 all is the score. So here we go. One final chance for the Nets. It's Stevenson in the corner. He's going to look for the screen from Lopez. Try to get to the basket. Cut off by Foy, but Lopez got it to go. It rolled around and went in. 0.8 seconds left. Final chance for the Nuggets. No good, and the Nets get the victory. A game-winning bucket from Brook Lopez. Unbelievable stuff. This was really a great all-around game and an awesome team effort. I thought our defense, despite allowing 101 points, played a little bit better than the box score might have indicated, and they only shot 44%. We shot 49, and you're going to see in the box score, I think we had a lot of, we had a very team-oriented game here. Only two guys, we had 5 guys in double figures, only 2 guys with more than 20 points. It was Stevenson and Lopez. And then look at this, I think we had, 7 guys with at least 9 and 9 guys with at least 6. So really, we really distributed the scoring pretty nicely that game. That's good because without Joe Johnson, we're not going to be able to rely on just one player anymore so much. But anyway, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy. Here's the 2K postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Brook Lopez, with a strong double-double, points and rebounds. He was a force that was not going to be denied with his efforts both on offense and defense.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some games he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Just a dominant display by Brook Lopez in the post tonight. Lopez is a threat on multiple levels. His offense is always going to be there, but his defense isn't far behind. And I don't think he gets enough credit for his rebounding either. He's solid all around.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.